another session of Technology by Performix. I'm Ken Umansky, your host. And today we're going to explore more of the wonderful world of technology. My guest today is Krish Ramineni, the CEO and co-founder of AI meeting agent Fireflies.ai. Krish started his career in product management as one of the youngest product managers at Microsoft. Krish led projects focused on customer voice and growth engineering before founding Fireflies in 2016. Krish is a Forbes 30 Under 30 recipient and an early stage startup advisor. He's been a guest lecturer on deep learning and machine learning at Stanford University, and he graduated from the University of Pennsylvania with a focus in human-computer interaction. Krish believes AI can empower people to do their most creative work by streamlining the mundane and repetitive tasks. He sees a world where AI and humans collaborate to create incredible achievements. Welcome, Krish, and thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate your notebook product because it enables me to focus during meetings, which is a task in and of itself. And then after the meeting, I can review the notes and find out what I missed. So I really appreciate what you're doing. And I'm really interested in how you've used AI and where you think AI is going to be taking your product in the future. So let's just get started. Thanks again for joining me.
Yeah, thanks, Ken. I think this will be a really productive conversation. There is so much happening in the world of AI. And when we started building Fireflies, there was no ChatGPT, there was no LLMs. Uh, the cost of transcription was extremely expensive at the time. And then fast forward to 2025 today, we are one of the largest AI meeting agents on the market with over 500,000 organizations, 20 million people that Fireflies takes notes for on a monthly basis. And it's across 75% of the Fortune 500.
Wow.
So we've been very blessed, but also credit to the technology change that's happened over the last couple of years. It's been transformative.
Absolutely. Well, just because I have some listeners that may not be familiar with Fireflies, give us a little understanding of what it's all about.
Absolutely. So Fireflies is an AI meeting assistant that joins your meetings across Zoom, Google Meet, Teams, all the major video conferencing platforms. It records, transcribes, summarizes, generates meeting notes, and afterwards, you can essentially ask the AI questions about the meetings and get answers to anything and everything that was discussed. It gives you perfect memory and perfect recall, so you don't have to look back and say, what did we say again? That's like the biggest thing that Fireflies does. And we have scaled our AI to tailor the meetings to different conversations you have, whether it's sales calls, recruiting calls, etc. And then recently we released an AI app store. So Fireflies can do more than just meetings. It can create scorecards, it can create reports, it can generate analytics from your conversations, anything and everything that you will have to do after a meeting, after you hit end on the call, right? Like writing up a blog post, Fireflies will do that work for you.
It's amazing. It really is. What an asset. It really helps. So Firefly started as a generalized AI note taker, but it's now a really full-on meeting agenda, or agent, I should say. How does this evolution change your value proposition for the business that are using it? And what kind of problems are you solving that traditional meeting tools just can't address?
One of the biggest areas for Fireflies is we look at every role and what work a person has to do. Let's take, for example, a sales rep. You'll have to go book your demos, have those meetings, then go open up your Salesforce, fill out all the information. Usually you have to fill out the budget, next step, timeline. And then before you have the chance to prep for the next meeting, it's already starting.
Mm.
So the way we look at it is how can Fireflies be that agent, secretary, whatever you call it, that can sit in the background and do that work for you. So I look at the journey of before a meeting, Fireflies will send me prep and help me remember what conversations we had in the past and say, hey, this is the last time you met with Ken. This is what you guys discussed. This is your upcoming meeting. And I'm already prepared. I have my agenda going into the meeting.
Wow.
On the meeting, I can be hands-free. I don't have to write things down. I don't have to look at other tabs. I can focus on the conversation, have it write the information down. And then because it's a sales call, we have lots of specific apps for sales specific meetings. So Fireflies can create like a band scorecard. It can generate analytics. It can tell you, it can coach you how you're doing on those calls. It can tell you if you're talking too much versus someone else. And the same way, we do the same thing for recruiting, where Fireflies creates scorecards and scores all the candidates you talk to. It creates this like structure so that you don't have to think about it. And we go vertical by vertical. Just last week, we released Fireflies for finance, for wealth managers and financial advisors. And those type of conversations are fundamentally different from the conversations that a internal product manager would have, right? So by picking separate departments and then specializing our AI note taker and our AI apps, and also all of our integrations, Fireflies integrates with all the major CRMs, all the major ATS systems, project management systems, you name it. This allows us to go industry by industry and create a tailored solution for them.
Wow. You've really come a long way, and AI has really made a difference, hasn't it? Wow. You've emphasized in some things that I've seen you some other interviews for you. Unlike competitors, Firefly never uses customer meeting data to train AI models. Why is this distinction so critical for your businesses, and how does your approach to security differ from other AI entities or platforms?
Ultimately, customers that use our platform, trust is extremely important. Conversations are sensitive, and we want to do everything in our power to make sure that those conversations are secure. So when we looked at the market, we realized a lot of competitors are training on customer data, using the data to build and improve their models. And we said on day one, let's not do this. Let's make sure that you as a customer, you own your data. In fact, we have private storage offerings where people can store the meeting data on their own storage containers and their own servers. This helps us really, really align with CIOs and large companies. This is why we're able to have doctors, financial institutions use Fireflies. And then we looked at the way we build our technology, even with our partnerships with OpenAI and Anthropic. We have strict agreements with them where they are not allowed to train on any of the data or after processing that data. In fact, we have a 0-day retention policy with those companies where the moment they process the data, they have to delete that data right away. So it's not just about what we do, but also our partners and how they work and touch that data. We're also HIPAA compliant for healthcare. We have SOC 2 compliance. And the other big thing is around administrative controls. Fireflies has become the most robust in terms of access controls, data retention for admins, where there are certain types of meetings you don't want recorded. There are certain types of meetings you want deleted. We build all of that into the platform. And that's how you win trust. That's how you have to do the work, because you want to make the administrators easy and happy. And you want to make the product easy for people to use. And then you want to have the CIOs and executives know that we are enterprise grade in terms of the security.
Have you looked at blockchain at all from a security standpoint as a tip?
For us, that wasn't something we needed to necessarily do. But what we have done is look at layering our system in terms of provisioning. So one of the things people have asked for is, I love the notes, I love the transcripts, but for my industry, I can't retain the recordings. So we recently announced a feature where you'll get the notes and transcripts, but the recording gets deleted the moment it's processed. So that gives them a lot more control over what they can store, what they can't store. We have another feature called data retention, where some of our customers want the data to be completely wiped after 3 weeks or 6 months, and they want to only hold on to it temporarily. So these are the sort of things you learn from talking to lots of customers. And so we wanted to make our platform modular in that regard.
Terrific. Companies are considering implementing AI assistants in their organization. What's a practical adoption roadmap that balances quick wins with long-term transformation?
We've seen thousands of organizations use Fireflies successfully, and what we've learned from that is it needs to be repeatable, it needs to be scalable, and it needs to be reliable. A lot of times, people in the enterprise worried that AI would hallucinate too much, it would not be accurate, it would not be giving the right sort of things. And within the last 1 to 2 years, we've seen significant strides that were made. The other thing is we want to make sure that there are opportunities where is the AI going to be working fully on autopilot or will there need to be human intervention? One of the things that we do with Fireflies is when it gives answers, when people ask Fireflies questions, it also provides citations so that they know how Fireflies came up with those answers. When I ask Fireflies, hey, what are the top 5 feature requests from our sales calls? It'll pull that up, but then it'll also say it was said at 20 minutes into the call with this customer. So now that gives me ease knowing that I can trust this AI and it's not operating like a black box. For consumer products, it's very different. Like sometimes hallucinations is considered a feature, but not in our case. The other beauty of Fireflies is that when we set things up, it can be customizable to your needs. So if you are having sales calls, you can have notes generated specifically for discovery calls. If you have a CSM call, you can have a customer success type of template. All of that sort of stuff, one of the biggest benefits of AI for everyone, not just with Fireflies, is the level of personalization organizations get through that. And the last but not least, when you're able to leverage Fireflies and you capture all of this information and you have this stuff, decision making is a lot faster. Like people can remember exactly what they said 6 months ago or why a decision was made, so they can go back and refer to that and like quickly do well. One other point I think is really important for AI companies in general is they need to be interoperable. When I look at Fireflies, it works across Zoom, it works across Google, it works across Salesforce. It needs to work across every system that I, as a human, work. That's how AI is going to be successful. Some of the larger companies, what they do is they're going to only build their AI for their platform. And so if you're using Copilot for Microsoft, great product, but it's only going to work for Microsoft. But you might have meetings on Google Meet, you might have meetings on Teams, you might need that data in HubSpot, you might need that data in Salesforce. So one of the biggest advantages that we've been able to have is Fireflies works across all the systems, and it's one AI. You set it up once, and it works across every system, and that's going to make user adoption a lot easier.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that makes life a lot easier. Take out your crystal ball for just a second and look 3 to 5 years ahead. How will AI fundamentally change how teams collaborate and make decisions, and what should leadership on those teams be prepared for now?
Right off the bat, short term, AI is going to make data entry and a lot of the mundane, repetitive tasks obsolete, which will save a lot of time, which will allow people to do more creative work. I genuinely believe that AI opens up time for that. What that also means is organizations, roles, people have to evolve from just doing basic spreadsheet admin work, filling out data fields. That needs to be automated away. And people need to start thinking about how can I be the mini CEO of my department, my role, where I'm working and managing multiple AI agents to do the work. So everyone needs to become more strategic, and essentially large organizations are going to shrink because of this, and you're going to have smaller companies with 10 AI agents and 10 humans, or 100 AI agents and then 5 humans. And eventually you may even end up getting like a one-person company with thousands of agents. So that's like the way I look at the shift over the next couple of years. Small teams are going to do great things. This is why we love SMBs. We love small businesses because you have to learn to be resourceful. The other part is there's going to be so much data. We're going to need to be able to understand this data, pull it out of the silos, pull it out of the systems where it's missing. And then we're going to move into a world where instead of being so focused on process, like the time it takes to gather that data, we're going to move into an insight-driven organization where the system is making instantaneous decisions for us automatically.
Well, can't wait for the future. Fireflies operates with a team across 20 plus countries, and I've heard you've even hired people without ever turning on the cameras. How is this radically distributed approach shaped your company culture and product development?
We like to keep our organization flat. I actually don't have one-on-one meetings. We do everything out in the open in the team setting. So everything is transparent. I'm giving feedback right away directly. We like to be async as much as possible. We have very few recurring meetings on our calendar. And being a global remote company in 20 countries, it's extremely important that we're writing things down, documenting things. And Fireflies helps us in this case too. If I can't attend a meeting, I can let Fireflies go on my behalf, and then I can review the notes afterwards. That way, we cut down the need for recurring, redundant meetings. And also, when you're that radically transparent and when you're putting everything down on paper, it gives you a moment to think, reflect, edit. And we just have much more valuable conversations that way. We make decisions very quickly. For example, when we were doing this billboard campaign, which cost hundreds of thousands of dollars across many cities, usually traditional organizations would have planning meeting after planning meeting after planning meeting, and then it will take 6 months. We did this in a matter of 2 days across a couple hours where we planned it over Slack. We hopped on one call, we finalized the designs, we came up with a brainstorm, and then we executed. So within 1 week, we were able to move really fast. I think that's the advantage that a lot of startups have. And I always say this in terms of whether companies choose to be remote or in person. Either be all in person or be fully remote. When you have hybrid, the problem is information gets lost. Things that people know in person will not translate to the people that are being remote. So either you're all in or you're all remote. That's what I think about. But being globally distributed also gives us the option to hire exceptional talent worldwide. Fireflies is being rolled out in over 100 different languages today. So not just English, but Spanish, French, German, Hindi, all these major languages. And we've had teammates who were not even salespeople, but they're an engineer. But one of our customers wanted the demo in French. And they said, no worries, let me hop on and give a demo. They have no sales training, but they know the product, they can speak the language, and they did a great job. So I think there is a lot of strength and diversity in that regard. And we built this company to essentially operate in that way, to keep the team small, stay profitable, and then we pay based on performance. We have quarterly bonuses for teammates, which is unheard of outside of sales. We do this for engineering, product, designers, everyone. And we try to keep the team small so that it's like a true meritocracy.
Yeah, that really opens up a lot more talent to you too, so that you can look for the best talent around the world. That's really, really critical. Well, we're out of time for today. Thank you for helping us understand Firefly AI and how you've used AI to date and what the future looks like from a technology standpoint. That's really been helpful. How can our listeners contact you if they have questions?
I'm available on LinkedIn. It's Krish Ramineni. I also am posting a lot more of our content from podcasts and things on our social media, particularly Instagram. That's Krish Ramineni as well. And then if you haven't had a chance to use or try out Fireflies, visit us at fireflies.ai and check it out.
Terrific. Krish, thank you very much. You've been very informative. Don't miss the next episode of Technology when it will be discuss how cutting-edge technology is being implemented across many industries and the results it's having with these companies. Remember to please contact Performance Business Solutions at performixbiz.com if you need any help with any technology challenges, whether they're large or small. I'm your host, Ken Umansky, and until we meet again on another technology podcast, keep innovating.